And now back to the continuation of the story from a few minutes ago. You're on the Best of the Morning X with Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. 99X.
Hey, John.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What happened with you?
Well, I went and I against my better judgment, I picked me up one on Yahoo.
What you got? On the internet, you found you a girl.
Well, you have to understand I'm a private detective, so I work every weekend. I don't get out a lot.
Why do you think they call it Yahoo?
Yahoo Personals, yeah. But what happened was we went up to P.F. Chang's in Alpharetta. That's where I met her at the initial meeting. Pictures she'd sent me were way off base. This girl shows up with ripped jeans, like Wranglers.
Did she say, was it even her in the picture?
It was her in the picture, but about 15 years ago.
Was she rocking the Def Leppard pants?
Yeah, it's like Peg Bundy. I'm talking Peg Bundy. She's supposed to be a nurse. I didn't buy it. But anyway, we had a few drinks and all, and we, up there at P.F. Chang's in Alpharetta, she decided she wanted to go dancing, so we headed down to Buckhead. Well, that was a mistake because the whole way down there she's berating me. She's like, well, if you make this or you make that, why are you driving this type of car? Where do you live at? Well, don't poor people live in that area? The whole just feeling me out, And we get down there riding around Buckhead down Bowling Way, and she tells me, she's like, oh, well, I could go home with any of these guys here. Look at this car, look at that car. And I'm like, I just had so much of her. She just constantly ran her mouth the whole time. I had so much of her, I said, get out. Get out.
Get
out of the car.
Get out of the car.
You just
Get
stopped
out of the car.
And what did she do?
She got out of the car, and I left her.
Because she can go home with any of those guys in Buckhead.
Exactly.
Hey, that's right. She can go home with any of them. Go ahead.
Did you feel bad at all driving away and leaving her there standing?
Absolutely not. I just went to my regular hang spot, American Pie, and, went home with something else.
Where you could get something quality.
Yeah. Something at least from Ackworth,
At least from Ackworth.
Thanks, John.
So now we've established the line. Ackworth is the line.
Unbelievable.
That's too good. One more. Dusty.
Yes.
Talk to us.
All right. My problem was kind of the opposite of what that guy had. It was the same kind of a deal where the girl was, she deserved to be left, but it was for the opposite reason. She actually lived in Buckhead, and I met her at the gym, and we went out to dinner one night, and the whole time I'm, talking to her before this, I was thinking, she's great looking, she's perfect, it's great personality and everything. I go pick her up, and she instantly starts in on my car, because at the time I was driving a sports car that was red, and of course, so
what was she saying? What was the problem?
Oh, it was just
Small
she's
penis.
She had the fake tan and the fake boobs and the whole fake thing, and she said, so why do you think it's necessary to have this car? And I said, well, basically because I have a small penis and I'm very insecure.
All right, so you're joking about it. All right.
Yeah, and then I said, well, after you ride around in it, you might not need those implants anymore.
Oh.
And she wasn't a big fan of that, but I was like, if you're going to give it, expect to take it too. So we get out to the restaurant and open the door for her, and she goes, yeah, I can open my own door. I don't know why you guys think they have to do that. I was like, sorry, just trying to be nice.
Damn, she's got attitude out the gate.
Yeah. So then we get there to the table, and I pulled her chair out for her, and same thing. It was like she's like, okay, I've had enough of this chivalrous Sir Lancelot stuff. I'm like, okay. So we sit there and eat, and it just got worse. I mean, she was just attitude city. It was totally Jekyll and Hyde.
Well, I hope you asked for her half of the tab when it came.
Actually, I said something about that too when we decided to pay. I said, well, we'll take the check, and so the waitress handed it to me, and I was like, oh, you didn't argue about that, there, did you?
Right.
Perfectly well, let me pay for that.
Perfect. Let me ask you, how old were you?
I was 29.
My thought on this is that this is probably not as uncommon with older single people than younger, because, older, you're in your late 20s, you've been dating a while, you just don't, you're not going to put up with that crap,
Yeah, and also I think you get jaded to the whole game.
That's what I'm saying.
As you date.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, so what did you do to end it?
Well, we went out to the car, and
what were you driving, for the record?
I was driving a Stealth Turbo.
Okay.
You do have a small penis.
And oh yeah, can barely even see it. So we get out to the car, and she walks over to her side, and I get in my side. I'm not about to open the door for her, and she sits there and waits for me to open the door. And I get in, I'm just dumbfounded. I look out the side window, I'm like, what are you? Oh my God. So I just started the car up. I pulled forward about 5 feet. She just stood there and looked at me. And I said, I've had enough of this. So I just drove off and left her there.
Good
Didn't
for
that
you.
make you feel good when you just accelerated away and you just?
Oh, I loved it. I mean, I showed the immensely small size of my penis when I peeled out of the parking lot, took off down the road.
It seems like it's pretty even also, like men walking out on women and women walking out on men. It doesn't look like it leans either way.
Dusty, thanks for calling.
The best of the Morning X.
99X.